तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः. Yesterday we were, and the day before also, we are contemplating on the how we enter into meditation, the various process, how we can make the meditation a natural process in our life, and how we can transcend the limitations that bodily existence put upon us when we try to enter into the inner world. The mind has tremendous capacity to expand itself to any level. It can conceive within itself any dimension. So when we enter into Hridaya Guha, Dharam Vipapam, when we enter into the Dhara, the inner, and how the scriptures tell is the thumb size, Angushta Matra, Purusha, Angushta, how to meditate within ourselves. Angushta Matra is the entrance of the Hridaya Guha. How will you enter inside? And what are you going to visualize? If our heart is so small, no. The moment you leave the bodily existence, enter into the mental field, the mind, there is infinite place. The place is not limited by the heart or the chest or my bodily limitations. It's beyond all that. The moment I cross just I have to penetrate, imagine myself clearly sitting in meditative posture and forget the body, forget the world, and be in my own world of thoughts. So no method is there how you are going to enter into beyond the bodily level, how you are going to transcend the body. Only through imagination. It begins with imagination and ends with realization. Any process for that matter, even cooking at home, I conceive what is going to be prepared. Then I begin. Go to the shops, buy the things, come, and finally the product comes. Before the product comes, everything will be in the idea level. First there will be idea in the mind. Then it expands to cover all levels and all layers of existence. One by one we cross over and enter into the reality. So here also, in meditation also, we do the same thing. The way in which we go is we keep the ideal and thing in our mind earlier itself. What I am going to see in my meditation, what am I to realize, how am I to go. Always, in anywhere, any way, there is no knowledge of the total. Suppose you are traveling in a road, you can know only a piece that is visible to you. As you go ahead, the new places open up. Same is the inner world. You begin with imagination. There is the depth. How do you infer? The way in which you enter into sleep. How you forget the body. Within no time you forget the world, forget the body. Can you do the same thing? How much of love of God must be there? How much of faith in His presence in your heart? How much of imagination is needed to feel His presence in the heart and clearly understand, clearly conceive the bodily structure of the Ishtadevata. The lotus, all things are beautifully conceived. Slowly you start forgetting the external world in love of God. In your eagerness to know the truth, you slowly forget the world. The moment you start forgetting the world, and inner world starts becoming more and more clear, more and more concrete, more and more imagination is dropping away. You are moving towards the absolute truth. That is how we turn inward and start moving within. So this is what we saw in the last two classes, and that is the way we meditate upon, and then the natural relationships, how we live in the family with my friends and relatives in the world. Same way of approach, way of intimacy and love. A little more deeper and little more clearer and less conflicting. Because in family life there is limitation. Everybody is driven by his own vasanas and samskaras. So there cannot be a perfect match. Even between the intimate friends, there is a gap, there is a screen. Even between the husband and wife, every pair you see, there is a screen. Sometimes it becomes thick, sometimes it becomes thin, but it is there. Between mother and child, there is a screen always. One day they are going to part. So all this parting, one is parting, another is the imperfection with which we live. So you can never have the absolute oneness with these things. Slowly you will try to expand. And the thing is, with God, you don't see any imperfection. His own nature in which what you expect Him to be, He tries to present Himself in the same way as you approach Him. In Bhagavad Gita also Sri Krishna says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajamyaham. Those, in whatever way man worships me, in whatever way he approaches me, in the same way I approach him. Suppose I go to God as my mother, He comes to me as my mother. If I approach Him as my friend, He comes to me, He reaches me as my friend. Whatever way I approach Him, He responds in the same way. So, as we go inward, the moment you forget the body, you are in the samadhi sthiti. The moment you start forgetting the world, already the meditation has begun. The inward journey has begun. The next is to forget the body. You forget the world, forget the body, you enter the space of mind, manomaya kosha. Transcending that, you see first the light of consciousness, Chaitanya. The light of Chaitanya you see only in the Vijnanamaya kosha. From there begins the entering into a new realm, a new space of consciousness, Chaitanya Akasha, Chidakasha. You enter into the Chidakasha, where you get the actual vision of God, and which is more real than this physical world. Just what is the difference between dream world and this world? Dream world is unreal compared to this world. Similarly, this world, what we are seeing individually, what I am seeing my own world, you are seeing your own world in the same world. A child is seeing his own world in the same. Whatever the world that we see, we take back when we sleep. The actual world remains. Actual world in its own glory, in its own right, it is God. And we superimpose our likes and dislikes, raga, dvesha, our understanding, our nature, and all we will be seeing the world of raga, dvesha instead of the world of divine. So this world we are going to transcend, and when we come back from the samadhi sthiti, you will see everything is divine. Oh, the world that you are seeing disappears forever. Once you enter into Vijnanamaya Kosha and come out, you will see an entirely different world, entirely different beings. Each living being is divine. Each living being is Brahman, manifestation of the Brahman in and through all the bodies. One cosmic existence, one cosmic truth, one cosmic consciousness, the Vishwa Chaitanya is presenting through all the bodies as Jiva Chaitanya. That you will clearly see, just like daylight, you start seeing when you come back from the inner world of Chidakasha, where you get the vision of God. And when you come back, you will see the whole thing has changed. Every jiva is a light, divine light moving about. This is the significance of Ratha Yatra also. When the Ratha is the chariot car festival, in English it is called car festival, the God is kept in a Ratha, in a chariot, and is driven, is pulled. Humans themselves pull. Thousands of people will start pulling it. It will be huge weight. And in that represents, the Ratha represents the body. Inside is the God. It is body, just like our body. It's a representation of our bodily existence. So that you start seeing all the lives, be it an ant or a bacteria or gods and goddesses, whatever you see, you will see the Lord dwelling in it, and these bodily existences are moving. Just like inside the lamp, there is the wick and light. Lamp is only an adhara, and light is the what burns. The bodily existence is only adhara in which God, the indweller, dwells, the antaryamin, the indweller. So all this becomes clear to you. That's why we say that world, this world is more real than what you are seeing. You are seeing this world according to your raga dvesha, your own understanding, and that dissolves forever, never to be seen again. My brother is no more brother. He is a divine child of this universe, unrelated to me, and related forever in my spiritual existence. Bodily existence is just a dream world and dream body, in and through which the Jivan Mukta is going to act through to give the knowledge to others. So this is the meditation which we were discussing yesterday and day before. So Sri Ramakrishna meditated. After a long time, he stood up. He was in spiritual mood and danced before the image, chanting the name of Kali. Can you imagine? He sat for meditation after a long time. Maybe he might have taken more than 40, 50 minutes or at least more than half an hour. And he is playing with the Divine Mother within his own existence. We feel within our own existence, but actually the difference is dissolved between the inner world and the outer world. The inner and outer differentiation dissolves. The moment you go and enter into the bodily existence, till then body is the only thing that is making in and out. The moment you transcend the bodily existence, there is neither inner nor outer. There is one reality. Just like when you enter into dream world, there is no inner and outer with respect to your physical bodily existence. With respect to your dream body, there is again inner and outer, because you are identifying with the body. So here, these bodily limitations drop off once you enter inside. So when Sri Ramakrishna is now, we don't understand what is divine playing with divine. There is no limitations of any kind. I often tell this. Once Radha was running at midnight, hearing the flute of Krishna, and some people were almost all people were asleep, including animals and cows and this, everything is sleeping. One man had come out to attend to the nature's call or for some purpose, and he saw Radha running. He wanted to see, he is an elderly man. He wanted to see, where does she go? How do they play? He slowly runs behind that Radha running. Then Radha runs for a long time to a distant, a small huge stone block. On that Krishna is sitting and playing flute. And Radha cannot climb it. Radha runs and leans over that stone. She is not able to talk. She is almost unconscious in love of God. And she just leans over. He watches. She slowly slides down and is leaning on the stone, huge block of stone on which Krishna is sitting. Krishna also slowly stops playing the flute. Krishna is sitting there itself. Radha is leaning down at the foot of the huge rock. And then this man who ran behind is watches. Oh, Krishna will come down or Radha will go up. They will be as they are. Early morning, the birds start chirping. Hearing that, Radha comes back to her consciousness. He could see only two bodies, one sitting over the rock, another leaning over the rock. But they were playing beyond the body. Radha had already left her body, and in another dimension, spiritual dimension, she is playing with Krishna. He cannot see. That Krishna is not in his body, Radha also is not in body. There is no bodily limitations. Two spirits, two Chaitanya are playing at the spiritual level which nobody can see. Even mind itself we cannot see. What is there in the mind of another we can't see. What could be the spiritual union? What could be the spiritual oneness? What could be that spiritual Atma Ratihi, Atma Krida? What could it be? Very difficult to understand. It is almost every day you enter into deep sleep, in the second stage of deep sleep, leaving the Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharira. Your individual consciousness, Vyashti Chaitanya, becomes a Bindu and expands in the Samashti Chaitanya. You are Radha and the Samashti Chaitanya is Krishna. Every day you are having union. The individual consciousness is merging in the second stage of deep sleep. Every day we are merging in the universal consciousness. Individual consciousness is merging. Radha is playing every day within me with the Krishna within me. But where do we realize? Where do we see? The flute of Krishna is constantly blowing and going on in my heart. We turn deaf ears to our own inner world. We don't see. We are busy. We are clear about the external world. We run about in the external world. Inner world is kept blocked. The inner world, nobody is there to recognize. So, inner sound, Krishna's flute is going on. The moment you reason, the moment you turn inward, the play ends. The external play ends. Because the world you no more see. God everywhere. God in everything. When one of the direct disciples, Sri Ramakrishna, asks, what do you want? He says, I want to see God in every being. Sarva Bhute Brahma Darshana. I want. Thakur says, that is the last stage. What do you want now? He says, nothing short of that. So, when do we arrive at that ultimate realization of seeing God in everyone, in every object, in everything? That is the ultimate goal to which the meditation is going to take us. When we come back, there is one as many. We see the one and the many together. So, now Sri Ramakrishna, after a long time, stood up. He was in spiritual mood. Can we come down? It is an intoxicated state. Just like a person in deep sleep, when he is woken up, he is not able to recognize any person. He wants to sleep again. Something happens, he is not able to open his eyes also. He is in half state of, as if he is speaking. He doesn't even know he is speaking. Oh, don't disturb me, he says, and lies down again. Like that is Sri Ramakrishna's state. He has come down from the spiritual awareness, spiritual consciousness, but then he is still unaware but he is fully seeing the presence of the Divine Mother in front of him. Divine Mother is standing, playing, smiling, laughing in front of him. He stood up. He was in spiritual mood. To come down the physical state of common existence, it takes a long time. He has to strive to come down. He danced before the image, chanting the name of Kali. He danced. When the two things, the play and dance, are, when it comes naturally from within, the excessive joy makes the play or dance. Similarly, through dance and play, we imbibe or draw joy and peace or happiness. The excessive joy, the bliss, ananda, excessive ananda, when we are in half external awareness, ardha bhaya avastha. In ardha bhaya, ardha bahya avastha, external. He is not fully conscious of the external world. He is half inside, half outside. Like he has not yet got nidra, sleep, he is not awake also. The in-between stage is between sleep and waking is called tandra. Similarly, there is halfway between the samadhi and vyuthana. Vyuthana is normal condition coming back from samadhi. Between samadhi and vyuthana, there is halfway. He is not fully awake from the samadhi, nor he is in samadhi sthiti. Like tandra, he is there in the halfway, then he starts dancing. Unable to bear the inner surge, he dances. That is what we see here, Sri Ramakrishna dancing. Sri Ramakrishna gives the example of he used to give the example of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in deep awareness, in samadhi, when he becomes one with the inner awareness, when he starts seeing the divine within, God's form within, he becomes still. And when he comes to Ardha Bahya Avastha, external consciousness slowly coming down from samadhi, he starts dancing in ecstasy. Then when he comes totally to the waking state, the normal state called Vyuthana Sthiti, when he comes to the Vyuthana Sthiti, you will see him singing the names and glories of God, and in joy he is expressing. Throughout, the manifestation of divinity is continuing at all times. This is what we see in Sri Ramakrishna. Now and then again he said, O Mother, destroyer of suffering, O remover of grief and agony, was she teaching the people thus to pray to the Divine Mother of the universe with an yearning heart in order to get rid of the suffering inevitable in physical life. What a beautiful way of expression. The author is observing everything, and Sri Ramakrishna is slowly coming down. He is telling to Mother, addressing Mother, O Mother, destroyer of suffering. The suffering, destroyer of the suffering, the remover of grief and agony. Was he teaching the people thus to pray how to approach Divine Mother? Is to what we seek in our life ultimately. Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.